Over 90% of non-technical questions are categorized into behavioral question and situational question. What was suggested before is that go through the internet and try to find this type of question that other companies are posted, and then try to filter them out based on the ones that are related to the position that you are applying, and try to find some custom answers to those type of questions and try to somehow tailor them to the situation that you have or the experience that you have. This is actually a very time consuming thing and it's not very time efficient. But right now, thanks to the help of AI and ChatGPT, we can actually make this process a lot more efficient. In this video, I will talk about two frameworks that this type of non-technical interview question can be part of, and then we talk about how we can answer them in the most effective way, and then we talk about some type of prompt to get most relevant questions that an interviewer might ask us, and what is the best answer that we can give them. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. Welcome everyone to your channel, AI Fun Fact for All. For those of you who are new to this channel, my name is Pedro Magan. I'm a PhD candidate in computer science and I have extensive knowledge in AI and machine learning. And in this channel, we'll talk about the best cases of using AI and machine learning in our everyday life to make our life a lot easier. Let's start with a recap. We have behavioral question and situational question. In the behavioral question, what they all want to ask is how you handle a specific situation in the past. So they might ask something like this: tell me about a time when something happens to you. For example, tell me about a time when you handle a difficult team member, or give an example of a time you felt overwhelmed in the work and how you dealt with it. So it's basically asking about your experience from something that already has happened to you. On the other hand, we have situational question, which are type of hypothetical scenarios that have never happened to you, but they want to know what would you do if this happened. So they're gonna ask something like, imagine if this happens, or what would you do if something happened. So as an example, we have what would you do if you make a mistake no one noticed, and imagine an irritated customer demands an impossible request. What would you do then? Now that we know the two type of common non-technical interview question, I want to talk about a framework called CARL that you can use in order to answer a behavioral question. So CARL stands for context, action, result, and learning, and it is much more effective than a STAR method because in that you're sharing your learning and show how you have achieved positive results in the past, but you also know how to replicate this positive result in the future. So it makes much more sense that realize the entire point of the behavioral question, which is basically the interviewer want to kind of guesswork that how you would perform in the new role rather than exactly what you did before. So if you can show that you can replicate the same result in the same scenario, that would be the ideal situation. Now let's see how we can do it in practice on ChatGPT. Feel free to pause the video to see the full prompt, or better, you can actually download the prompt in the description of this video. So you're gonna say something like this: based on the resume, write me an answer to a behavioral interview question. Tell me about a time when you handle a difficult team member. Use one specific example from my work experience using the CARL answer format: context, action, result, and learning. Keep the answer concise and do not go beyond 260 words. Here's my resume, and then you paste your resume. While ChatGPT is working on it, drop a like and consider subscribing to the channel if you find the video helpful. Otherwise, feel free to hit the dislike button twice. Perfect. Now that you know how to structure your answer to a behavioral question using the CARL method, feel free to use it again for other behavioral questions. And don't worry, I will talk about how you find the relevant behavioral question based on the role that you're applying towards the end of the video. So make sure to watch the end. Next up, we have situational interview question. I will talk about the RCS framework, the best way to answer the hypothetical question. So RCS stands for rephrase, question, and clarify the problem. Let's dive into an example. Pedro, imagine an irritated customer demands impossible request. What would you do? Make sure I want to get it right. So you're asking how would I handle an upset customer who are asking for something we can't realistically provide. Correct. Yeah, that's right. In that case, can I please clarify what type of request the customer is making? Is the request impossible due to company policy, resources, constraints, or some other reason? Have you faced similar requests before? If so, how will they were handled? And can I please get a 1 minute to structure my thoughts? Some of you might probably smirk right now and gonna say that what a dumb way to answer the question. And you're gonna say, Pedram, you didn't even actually answer the question. And that's right. The reason for asking this kind of hypothetical question is not to find a correct answer. This kind of like open-ended question. So there's no correct answer, and they don't want you to actually jump right into the answer at a time. So basically the reason that they're asking is that they want to know your thought process. So they already know that a smart candidate would actually need some time to clear their thoughts and then ask some clarifying questions to know that what is the best way to answer it, rather than jump into a conclusion and provide an answer right off the bat. Okay, how we can do it in practice? Let's see ChatGPT prompt on how we can actually apply it and get some responses from ChatGPT. I'm not gonna read the whole thing for you, but basically what we want to do is that we want to input the interview question, share that we want to use the RCS framework, and ask the ChatGPT to give us an example answer. And after that, you go through the steps of RCS framework. So what is it? A pro tip in here: if you don't share the RCS framework in your ChatGPT response, you are not going to get a good response, and you are ended up with something that is answering right away, rather than trying to give you a thought process and buying time during that interview. As promised in the beginning of the video, now is the time to share you how to get this related non-technical interview question for both behavioral and situational question targeted to the position that you're applying. And surprise, surprise, you have to open up ChatGPT or Gemini and ask these questions. You are a seasonal hiring manager with over 20 years of experience. You are responsible for this job posting. Based on this job description, what are the 10 most common behavioral interview questions you will ask job applicants? Here's job description, and you basically paste the job description and rinse and repeat it for the situational question. This will give you the most common type of question that they might ask related to the position that you are applying, and then since you know what type of question they're going to ask, you can actually repeat the previous two approaches to come up with the best way to actually structure your answers. And there you have it, guys. We went over different type of non-technical interview question for both behavior and situational question and what is the best way to answer them. If you are interested in more content like this, make sure to watch this video that I created before. I talk about how to use AI to actually boost our LinkedIn profile. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and consider subscribing to the channel to get more information about the upcoming video, and you also can let me know in the comment what you want me to talk about in the next video. Thank you, and see you until the next one.